ओके सो हम स्टार्ट करते हैं बेसिकली ये जो टॉपिक है सो मोस्टली शुरू में हम बात करेंगे कॉर्नियल शेप्स का. So what are the different cornea shapes and how can we find about those shapes? How can we measure those shapes? And then at last के कुछ slides में we'll see that how it affects the contact lens fitting. So to start, just 1 minute. So whenever we do a topography, we see this kind of map. Although there are different kinds of topographer, like we in the hospital using Pentagon. Similarly, there are different topographers by the name of Orbiscan, and also there are topographers which are coming from the JAIS company, and there are different kind of topographers. So all the topographers basically give 3 or 4 main maps. One is we call as a societal map, another is a that we'll discuss later, societal elevation, then pachymetry map, then axial map. So this is a kind of one of the societal map. So societal map is that map, societal or axial, by which we can know about the corneal shape. So when I am saying shape, shape means so what we want to know about a cornea when we're talking about the corneal shapes. So we know that cornea would be steeper in the center and it would be flatter at the periphery. So we wanted to know about that shape, about the patient on whom we are measuring that patient corneal shape. So whether that corneal shape is like normal corneal shape where the center would be steeper and as we go towards the periphery it becomes flatter. And also we should keep in mind that cornea would having a 2 meridian. So not only you will see shape in the horizontal meridian, but you also have to look the shape in the vertical meridian. See in both meridians, what kind of shape is that? If this shape is kind of similar in both meridian, horizontal as well as vertical meridian, then we say that cornea is a spherical cornea. If there is a different, then we say it is a toric cornea or astigmatic cornea. So as you can see, there are different kind of colors that has been used to show these maps. So these are the universal colors that we use to represent corneal shape color coding. So that is a universal, irrespective of whatever instruments that you're using. All instruments would having a standard color to demonstrate the corneal shape. So we say that the more hotter color would show a steeper cornea and the cooler color show a flatter cornea. And colors like yellow show a average or normal cornea. Sorry, in this yellow or green. So when I talking about the hotter color, so what does mean by hotter color means red, orange, or colors those are near to red and near to orange. Shades of orange and red are hotter colors. Means those colors show the cornea is more steeper, more curved, and the color like blue or green or shades of blue that show the flatter cornea. So if you can see this picture, so this picture is showing that this cornea is a kind of flatter in this horizontal meridian. So in the horizontal meridian we are seeing so how we know that it is a flatter? By seeing the color coding. So the color is here is blue. So blue represents the flatter. And if we go towards the vertical meridian, so vertical meridian, if we are seeing that, see this is a kind of towards hotter color, red or reddish shade or orange. So here the cornea becomes more steeper in this vertical meridian, and here the cornea becomes fatter. So this is so this corneal shape, we can say this is astigmatic cornea, because one meridian is steep, another meridian is flat. So definitely there would be. So here the again the shape is very different. So that is a very asymmetric shape. If we can say this area is very steeper, and in this area particularly this area is becomes more steeper. However, this whole area is flatter by seeing the color coding only. Again, this is again the same, like this meridian is more steeper than this meridian just by seeing the color coding. So that in a kind showing the corneal shape, how the cornea is there, means in what part of cornea is more steeper. And so whenever I'm saying shape, so that does not mean that I'm going to talk about some special shapes that we already know about, like kissing bird shape or butterfly shape. So those shapes are there. So but here to understand in a very easy term, so shape, when I am talking about it, is basically that where the cornea is flatter, where the cornea is steeper, and overall what is the profile of the cornea. So the question is that can topography helps us with all these contact lenses fitting? So topography is a great tool. It can assist. How it is a great tool. So irrespective of whatever contact lens you are using, like these three contact lenses that we are seeing here is a RGP contact lenses. These are the RGP contact lenses. This is also RGP contact lenses, but ortho-K lenses. Because how this is ortho-K lenses, because in the center, if the characteristic pattern, fluorescein pattern, it is characteristic of orthokeratology lenses. So orthokeratology lenses are also RGP lenses. So this here, if you can appreciate the lens, this is a kind of soft lenses, and this one is a kind of square lenses. So irrespective of whatever the contact lenses you are going to give to the patient, uh, topography, if you have a topography report, it can greatly give you an understanding about the patient cornea and how that contact lens is going to behave on the cornea or going to fit on the cornea when you finally dispensing the lenses to the patient. So to know that, first you have to understand. So this is one of the picture that we are very used to of seeing. This is a Pentacam standard picture. So this is what I'm talking about, irrespective of whatever machine or topographer you're using. All the topographer gives you this four main pictures. The first one is the axial map or sagittal map. So this map is very important. That will, so we are mainly today discuss about specifically these two maps only, because these two maps only we need in contact lenses fitting. One is this sagittal map or axial maps. So it gives basically the power of the cornea. So if you can see, if you can zoom on your mobiles. So I'm also zooming on my laptop. So if you can see, there is a characterometry reading here. This 53, 54, 42, what does that this number is? This number is simply the corneal power at this particular point. Power means corneal curvature. So curvature gives the power. So what are the power at this particular point? So this axial map gives a kind of what is the power or at the different point of the cornea, and this axial map also tells us about the shape of the cornea. So again, shape means how the cornea is curved, which area of cornea is more curved. So here if you can see this shape of the cornea, so we can appreciate only by seeing the color coding, like this area looks kind of more steep here, and this is also asymmetric if you compare this portion with its mirror image in the upper portion. So this is not very asymmetric. This is not very symmetric. So it is asymmetric, and this is something irregular cornea is there. So whether it is irregular or regular, that we'll discuss later. But we can see that this area of cornea is more steeper or having more power. How can we know that? Only by seeing the color coding. So here the color is more warmer. If you can look for all the maps, So just beside the map, there will be color scale also. So sometimes some map also would be having 44 as a warmer color. So you also have to, so this will also work as a reference for your color map. So only by seeing this color, okay, so this color would somewhere between 50. So here also it's saying 50. So this color map is also important, or this color scale, because you can also from here you can see that in how many diopters this scale has been set up. Like one is 44, and our next scale is after 44, 46, then 50, then 60. So it is a very like not in a proper step. So you can also look for that if you want to analyze a very detail. But grossly, you can just look at this picture and you can tell about the corneal shape. And the second picture in terms of contact lenses is this one, is the elevation map. So I will talk about more about elevation map. So elevation map is very different from sagittal map, and both these maps convey different information. So there is a counterpart of axial map or sagittal map called as a tangential map. Tangential map is also same as axial map, but it gives a different picture. But mostly we use axial map. So what is sagittal map? I will discuss later. So before going into that, let me ask some question. Okay, so normally we do this thing, keratometry reading. Normally we do K, keratometry. So what does keratometry do? So keratometry normally measure only the central 3 mm. So keratometry does not give the whole corneal picture, how the cornea is throughout. It gives only the central 3 mm area information. So how the central 3 mm, which part is steep and which part is flat. In a way, this information is not a very useless information. This is also very important information, because this small area, this 3 mm, is near or totally at the center of the pupil, and this is the area from where the maximum amount of light goes into the eyes and focus on the retina and gives the vision. So having the information of this area is also very important. But the problem with the keratometry is that we do not know about the whole cornea. That would be kind of very helpful when we are fitting irregular cornea, or when we are fitting a cornea with RGP lenses or scleral lenses. Otherwise, for soft lenses, keratometry is a good one. Even for RGP lenses, you can take this information and start with this. But keratometry, the only point I wanted to say that keratometry does not give you the whole information of the whole cornea, how the cornea overall shape is, because it only measures the 3 mm. So before moving further, so these are some few questions that I wanted all of your answer. So and this is I already have explained like some of the color coding that we, by color coding you can identify how the cornea shape is. So this is a picture of a patient cornea. This is an axial map, or axial, or you also can this map as a tangential map, a sagittal map. Axial and sagittal both are same. So should this patient, a patient who is having this kind of cornea, so should this patient achieve good vision with a spectacle? So this is my question. Who want to answer? If he would be having good vision, why? If he would not be having good vision, then why not?
No, sir.
So before answering the question, what kind of cornea is this? What information you are getting about the corneal shape?
Sir, it is a steeper.
Cornea stripper.
Steeper.
So why you are saying cornea is steeper? This cornea is not steeper. So that's why I have told you to also you have to look for this scale. See there, this is a warm color. Of course, this is a warm color. So even this is scale grading. So even for the maximum warm color, that is the power they have given scale is 43.12 that. So, and here also it is written 43. So it is fairly like regular K reading. But as a comparison, you can say that.
Difference. But the difference is too much from the periphery to midpoint of the cornea. 33 to 43. You can see the.
Okay, anything else?
Sir, and it also looks vertically more steeper than horizontally.
Okay. So what about the question that is there?
So patient may have high astigmatism in this case.
Patient?
May have high astigmatism, sir.
No. The question, should this patient achieve good vision with glasses?
No, sir.
With glasses, not.
So why no?
So we can the because the
Curvature
curvature
is
is not.
irregular, sir.
Okay.
So
So this patient, this cornea is very like kind of normal cornea if you carefully look. So if you see the color coding, if you can see this central area, okay. Even you take this black ring that is around 5 mm, and if you go further, this could be 7 mm. So if you concentrate at this area and if you take this horizontal and vertical, in both meridian, the color intensity is a kind of uniform. Okay, and even if you consider from whole cornea in both meridian, this meridian as well as this meridian, the color coding is very uniform. So what does this shows that this cornea is a spherical cornea. This cornea is not having astigmatism. So even if you can see if the astigmatism amount, if it is written in the bottom. So flat K is 43.49 and a steep K is 43.70. So the amount of astigmatism this cornea is having only a quarter diopter, even less than quarter diopter, less than 0.25 diopter. So this cornea is very spherical one, very regular cornea, and this patient would be having a very good vision with his spectacle lenses, spectacles, glasses. Okay, clear or
Yes,
any
sir.
doubt is there?
Sir, we have to look for only 5 mm area of central cornea.
No. You have to look, but you start with the center, then you go. So even you look whole cornea, you have to see that how it is in the horizontal and how in the vertical. Would you seeing any color difference? You don't have to see look at the very extreme part. This could be might some kind of aberration or artifacts. That could be machine or something else. But if you look all over the cornea, throughout the cornea, in both horizontal as well as vertical meridian, the cornea is very uniform. Even in the horizontal meridian and even in the vertical meridian, they are having similar color characteristic, color coding.
Yes, sir.
So this cornea would be having very good vision with the spectacle. So moving to the, what about this cornea? Should this patient achieve good vision with spectacles or soft contact lenses?
Yes, sir, he can use, sir,
yes,
soft contact lens, sir, because the astigmatism is of around 1 diopter. And
one
that can, yes, that can, we can give contact lens to him.
So what is the question? Question is, should this patient achieve good vision with contact lenses or spectacle? Anything?
Yes, sir, he can achieve because the astigmatism not the more.
Anything else except astigmatism?
So flat K and steep K values are not more than 1.5 diopter.
Okay, so don't see this picture.
Sir,
I mean this information. You have to concentrate on this.
Sir, the
The
colors
whole
which are given in the
point, the
center.
whole point of this class is that you should able to understand this map. Don't look anyway. This information would be there, but seeing the map, what information you
The
can
color is
get.
not uniform like in before image.
Sir, it is not uniform, but the colors are near ones. Means these color pattern is not
Very
like
different,
very different from what is given there.
Okay, so
They
this
are
cornea.
decreasing in succeeding order, sir.
Mhm. So this cornea is again very regular cornea, not anything irregular there. So if you see, only thing we are seeing this vertical meridian is steeper by seeing the color coding than this horizontal meridian. If you see the horizontal meridian, the color is less warm, and the vertical meridian is the more warm color. So what does that show? I mean, this meridian is more steep, having more curve than this meridian. So that is a typical with the rule astigmatism.
with the rule.
See, vertical meridian is more curved than the horizontal. So this is very regular astigmatism, and this patient would be having very good vision with this spectacle or toric contact lenses. Since this patient is having astigmatism, so if you are thinking about contact lenses, we might need to give toric contact lens. But the thing that we are seeing that like this patient is suitable for, means for the visual point of view, this patient is suitable for soft contact lenses and also suitable for a spectacle. If this patient don't want to go for the contact lenses, even with the spectacle, this patient would be having a very good vision. So other thing you have to look the this you have to compare the superior image with the inferior image. So both these images are kind of a mirror image of each other, not very much different. Slightly different here and there could be happen, but it is kind of they are kind of a mirror image. This image is very much matching with this image, or this image in the horizontal meridian, this kind of pattern is very much mirroring this pattern. So they are mirror image of each other, means this cornea is very kind of regular one. And every regular cornea would be having very good vision with the spectacles or soft contact lenses. So what about this cornea?
Previous good vision.
So it is more steeper at the center.
Mm.
No, sir.
Inferior stepping is there.
Mm.
Astigmatism is also there.
Patient has oblique astigmatism, sir. Patient
More flat.
Inferior stepping.
So
So vertical meridian is
So we
more
can
steeper than
it's
horizontal.
a regular cornea.
Why regular
If
cornea?
we see the scales, yes sir, the K value is 63.5. For the inferior portion is too much steeper.
Your voice is not very clear.
Sir, inferiorly the cornea is too much steeper.
Mm.
See
Okay,
the
so
scale,
so
the value of K
what
is
would be the
63.5.
answer? Okay, fine. So what
Sir,
would
it's
be the answer? Should this
not getting
patient
So
good
no,
vision with
vision will
spectacles.
not
No.
much will improve.
not
It can be
improve?
improved
glasses
by
it will
the
not
contact
improve much, sir,
lenses.
but contact lens it will improve. Sir.
By contact lenses can improve.
So why the vision would not be good with the glasses?
Because the irregular cornea.
So why you are saying this is irregular cornea?
Sir, inferiorly more steeper.
Inferiorly more steeper. Okay, so this is also inferiorly more steeper. Inferiorly it is steeper. Superiorly also steeper. Inferiorly also steeper. Then what is the different here?
Sir,
तो उसमें
inferiorly more
मिरर
steeper
इमेज
and
नहीं
but
बन रही है.
superiorly flat.
So that is irregular and colors are changing.
Okay, so fine, take it. So in a way, all of you are correct. This is a kind of irregular astigmatism. So we'll go later on irregular astigmatism. But what we are seeing that this is a cornea, and this cornea is even having a very hot spot area. Hot spot area is common nowadays. In the cornea, there is a hot spot area. So this area is a kind of very hot spot.
Red zone.
So where we are seeing a small island of very steep pin cornea, okay, and then this the corresponding part of this in the superior part is very flat. Okay. So in the same meridian also there is a very difference of corneal steepening. Inferiorly we are seeing kind of very steepening, and the superiorly it is not a steepening, it is very flat. And also in the horizontal meridian, so horizontal meridian is a kind of similar pattern. If you can see here, like it is a kind of same. If you compare this area with this area, it is a kind of mirror image of each other. But this vertical is very different from each other. And if you see the K rating, so it gives the astigmatism of 7 diopter. So it's quite a high astigmatism. So this kind of corneal shape would not be having good vision with the spectacle as well as soft contact lenses, even soft toric lenses. So we need to have some kind of thing that can mask this corneal irregularity. So that could only we do with the help of RGP lenses or scleral lenses. Okay. So moving forward, so these are I have given only these 3 examples. So you will definitely get a lot of different kind on different shapes of corneal pattern. So the only thing you have to look for that what are the area where you can see this kind of hot spot area, and what are the characteristic of those areas, whether there is any kind of mirror image of that in the corresponding area or not, and at whether it is. So normally we know that the cornea would be very steep in the center, and we go at the periphery it would be flatter, but we are seeing different thing here. In the center, if you compare the center part from this part, the center is not as steep as this area, so this is definitely not a normal cornea. So a patient, so one of the great use of topography map that you can just seeing by the corneal topography map, you can tell that what kind of vision rehabilitation would be suitable for that patient. A cornea like this and this would be very much suitable for a spectacle or contact lenses if they want to go for contact lenses, soft contact lenses. But a cornea like this might not be very having good vision with his spectacle and with soft contact lenses. So, okay, so that is just a brief about how to look about the color coding. Then there is something called as apical radius and why it is important. So when I'm saying apical radius means that is the topmost point of the cornea. So if you can see, this is a cornea, uh, and this point you can see a small cross here, the plus sign here. So this is the topmost point of the cornea, apical. So in any topographer, if you go and put a cursor there, the topographer will give you the corneal power at this topmost area. So suppose in this cornea, if you put a cursor here, so we are getting a apical power. Radius means that is curvature. So apical curvature is 40.27 diopter. So why this point is very important? So 2 reasons this point is very important. Since this area would be having the maximum power, and it would be corresponding to the pupillary center in the normal cornea. So most of the light that will go inside the eye, that will be refracted from this area. And second point is that, so knowing this area and what is the refractive power of that apical, the topmost point of the cornea, is important when we want to compare with this cornea, when we are comparing a diseased cornea. Like a patient has come up with this cornea, we have did the topography and we have noted this apical radius or apical, the topmost power of keratometry reading is 45.27 diopter, and this patient might be having keratoconus, and let this patient is coming after 2 months or 3 months, and then again we have repeated this topography, and after 3 months again if you put a cursor here and we want to find out that what is the apical power now. So if that apical power is not very much different, not very much more or less than the previous reading. So that suggests that this condition is not progressing, but it is having very much difference, and then it shows a kind of progression. So so this two thing is important in terms of apical radius. So you just have to put a cursor and you will able to know that what is the power. And even in the report, in the keratometry report, there will be a, so like in the pentacam report. So in the pentacam report, this area. So here we will be having all this, like here K max. We are getting this here K max. If you can zoom there, so there is some point is a K max. So this K max you can compare. This is the apical point in the next visit. So what is the K max in the last visit and what is the K max 3 months down the line? Just to check the progression. So when patient come and we say that patient wanted to know if a keratoconus patient whether his condition is stable or not stable. So you can just look at this point and you can, so if it is more than 0.5 diopter, if changing more than 0.5 diopter, then you can say that your condition is progressing. So that's how apical radius becomes important. And there is a one map that is called subtractive map. So what subtractive map? So one thing doing that to know that how whether your condition is progressing or not progressing. Other thing that you can just go in the topography software and you can look for this map, subtractive map. So subtractive map, what does it? What it does? It measure the. So this is the two reading. You can see this two map here. So this is the previous map that patient has done, for example, 3 months back, and this is the examination that they have did today. For example, the patient is coming 3 months. The machine, what does that machine do? The machine will compare this 2 point and it will give the present picture. So here in this picture, the machine is showing there is a decrease in the power, minus 2.57 diopter from this visit to this visit. There is a regression. So that is a kind of this is a kind of LASIK patient regression. So even in the LASIK patient, we monitor by this subtractive map. So if a patient is having undergone for LASIK, the patient, and normally in LASIK patient after 3 months or 6 months, we repeat topography to see that whether there is a sign of regression or not. So anything if it is greater than more than 0.75, that is one of the sign that might be there is regression happening. So in this way, this subtractive map is helpful, not very helpful in cases of contact lens fitting. So just I wanted to discuss. So the other thing is, so one thing we always do, like when a patient is coming for a LASIK workup, or any patient not coming for the LASIK workup, but we wanted to do the topography of that patient cornea, and the patient has given the history of using contact lenses. So we ask that patient to discontinue contact lenses and at least for certain period of time, then you will repeat your this topography. So why we do that? Because there is so much evidence that wearing contact lenses changes the shape of the cornea, and that also we can find out using topography. Okay, so ये अभी थोड़ी देर में disconnect हो जाएगा. So you people can join by the same link. So just to give this example,